Hello and welcome back to the vlog. Sorry it's been a while, but we have been waiting on something special which we can show you today. So we were waiting to move on to our electrical system and be told, look what we have! Our electrical system right there.
Like I say, we're finally back. Feels like forever. But we've been spending the last 2 months or so talking and working with VUNKED, and we've fully designed our whole electrical system with them guys. They've been so helpful and we cannot wait to show you what we've done.
If you're like us and ready to put your electrical system into your van, then please use VUNKED.
Please? The guys over there offer a free build your own electrical system tool, which is so useful because you can just go through the drop down boxes, select where you want your appliances, exactly what appliances you want to use, how big your system's going to be and how long you want to spend off grid. And it also gives you a complete summary and breakdown of how long you can spend off grid in correlation to your driving time. So go on over to VUNKED and check them out.
Also, the team at VUNKED is so nice, so if you ever have any questions, you can literally just message them on their Instagram or send them an email.
The moment we've literally been waiting, like I say, quite literally months for.
Oh my god, this looks confusing.
Yeah, this could be a long old process, guys, but we're finally here. Our Victron electrical components have arrived. And also, this is our full breakdown of what we've ordered, along with our design plans, which are fully online, so we can flick back through them whenever we need to, which you've already been looking at. If you're wondering what system we've gone for, firstly head on over to our Instagram, because by then we will have posted a video of what we've got, and what we've unboxed, so you can see exactly what we've got. But I just wanted to say, basically this is our order slip, and the amount of things that we've got on here, it's 4 pages worth of parts for the system, so it's a lot. It's a lot, and we've just unboxed it, and it is quite overwhelming, isn't it?
Yeah, I am very overwhelmed.
Because this is a bit that, although, come on, have a seat. Okay. Although we're looking forward to it a lot, we've got the most to learn, haven't we? Because neither of us are really too sure about this. And luckily we've got Dad once again. Also, the whole situation of ordering it, I was just like, Callum, can you message them? Because I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But they are so helpful. We literally can't stress enough how helpful they've been so far. And as I say, we're about to get started. And I do feel slightly confident in the fact that we've got VUNKED on hand whenever we need them, which is great.
We're not in no rush to get it done quickly. We just want to do it at our own pace, and for me it'd be nice to learn, so if anything ever does go wrong. Yeah,
the whole point of doing it ourselves, people said, oh, why don't you just pay someone to do it? Well, it's like, if you do it yourself, then at least if you're away and anything goes wrong, then you can...
I'd give it a go at fixing.
Not even that, you just know where to start.
Yeah.
If you need to go take it somewhere to sort it out, you can take it there and go, right, this is what I think the problem is. Yeah. At least you can sort of diagnose it yourself then, and you're not paying for that elsewhere. And then
we could also do another van in the future, maybe.
Yeah, just wanted to really quickly, we will go more in depth with this, but seeing as we're just unboxing everything, this is our builder, and this is exactly where we started with VUNKED. We told them what we wanted to do, and how we wanted to do it, and what we'd need whilst we were travelling, and basically they sent us back this builder. So, we select all of our 12 volt appliances and 230 volt, and all of the stuff that we plan to use. So this is without stuff like hair dryers and stuff like that, because we'll be able to plug those in. But for a start, this is what we decided we were going to be using. And from there, they then came back to us with what sort of battery package we would need, how many volts we'd need, and yeah, sorry, the total capacity of the battery, what we would need. From then on, you sort of go to your battery monitoring. We went for Victron Servo GX with the smart shunt. We went for 230 watt solar panels, rigid versions rather than flexible, which will be obviously mounted on the roof. A battery to battery Victron DC to DC charger system. We went for the 50 amp version. Our 3000 volt inverter. This is one of the biggest things that we decided to go for, because of the amount of off-grid and shore power wattage we would need, and it's got 120 amp charge current, so we're really excited and we're glad that we've gone for such a big inverter slash charger. And then in terms of the 12 volt package, we went for a 12 wave fuse system with a switch panel, and then the power links distributor for the power distribution. So yeah, so that's the main components we went for. In between that, everything else, it just includes wiring, eyelets and stuff like that for linking the wiring together. And then we've also, online, we've got our full wiring diagrams and everything sent by VUNKED. This was one of our favourite parts about the website builder. It tells us our daily, if I zoom out a bit, tells us our off-grid times. So I like to do this, and so by doing just 0 hours driving, we can still get nearly 5 days completely off-grid, which I find unbelievable. When in the height of summer, that is, in the UK. And with this, you can also change your off-grid location. So if I decided to put it down to Spain or something like that, where we are, if we're traveling, then I can decide, well, I can go on here and have a look. Oh, look, I'll drive 1 hour and we've got nearly 9 days off-grid. So yeah, it's wicked. It's a really cool tool that they've built, and we're just buzzing to use it. So yeah, let's get into it.
Hi guys, so you'll have seen in the last few clips that we are working with VUNKED to do our electrical system, and today is the first day that we're going to actually start it. So today our plan is to get the solar panels on the roof, and then if we get that done quick enough we can move on to something else, but that is the sole plan for today. It's sunny, it's perfect weather for solar panels, as you can see. And yeah, I'm really excited because now we can get back into the swing of things, and I've really missed working on the van like a lot. And I think as well, like, it genuinely is quality time for me and Callum, and we haven't had this for a while because of waiting for everything to arrive and like figuring out our system. So I'm really excited to do this today. And the sun's shining, it's perfect. So first job for today is actually, we need to do some T-cutting on the top of the van. I'll hold them ladders while you get up the top.
Just a little bit more, because last time we did it, I stopped halfway back down the roof. So up to the skylight actually. If I show you what I mean.
Yep, let me pass the camera to you, sir.
And Lucy can grab me a towel just to dry off these bits of the roof. This is where I got up to, and this part of the roof, as you can see, no rust specks or anything like that. And just where, like I said in the last time, we had like the burrs from cutting the skylight and the roof fans out. We just ended up with these little burrs and little rust specks, which is just, I think, from what I can gather, where we cut around and stuff, they must have just been sat under in the ledges and the corners and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, so we're going to just quickly T-cut these out, which shouldn't take too long. And then this space that I'm sat in right now between the skylight and the roof fans is exactly where our solar panels are going to go, isn't it? Myself and the lovely Lucy will, as we said, be installing both of our 130 watt solar panels today on the roof of our van. We were to and fro for ages over the size of the solar panels we were going to order from VUNKED, because they do quite a variety of sizes, and you can go with flexible, which are a lot thinner, or you can go with rigid, which is like a deep pan pizza, kind of the way I describe it to Lucy. But yeah, so we've gone with the rigid solar panels because supposedly they're better. And like I say, we've got two 130 watt panels, so we're going to have 260 watts worth of solar panel on the roof. We've just brought this up here just to start with because
we need to make sure it actually
fits.
fit.
So there's no point spending loads of time working out how we're going to do it and what we're going to do if we get it up here and it doesn't fit. And like I say, we were to and fro for ages over the size because we needed to make sure it fitted between our max air fan and our skylight. Also, we don't necessarily need it because we think this is hopefully going to be enough solar, but I did chat with the guys and we might potentially have room for another solar panel at the back.
I did not know this.
But one day, but that's for now, this will definitely be enough, I imagine.
So we have L brackets.
Yeah, I need to check. It's either Z or L brackets, and I'm pretty sure it's L, but there are two
We've got Z or L brackets for this solar. So
I'm pretty sure they're L brackets. Anyway, we got to sift
through. I would
not
not know the difference.
We got to sift. Thought we'd show you this so you can actually get a grasp of how much work we've got ahead of us.
That's just one box.
This is just one box. We've got two of these boxes, along with where is it?
There's another box down there.
3000 volt inverter at the front.
Where's
there.
the battery?
120 amp. And the battery is in the garage. Each box is a set of 4, so we've got 4 for each panel. See why I thought it was an L or a Z.
What is that
what
then?
What shape would you call that? I don't know.
Is that not a Z? Is that a Z?
I'll find out for you because it does say online. Is it a Z?
I would say that's a Z.
Maybe it is. Anyway, so they will mount on the, like so. Solar panel's going to sit in there, that'll be on the roof.
Mason mount?
Yeah. and that will sit like that. So that's those. Also come with some self-tapping screws and rubber seals on those, which are lovely. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we silicone underneath each of the brackets when they go on the roof. So when the screws go down, we can put a dot of silicone on top of those. Hopefully it'll be watertight first time. And then some extra nuts and bolts. I'm not sure where they go yet. We'll soon find out.
We'll figure it out as we go.
To mount the bracket to the solar panels.
And as well, we have literally all the instructions that we need on the link that VUNKED have sent us in our email, in our initial order email. So that's really helpful. As said, these are the instructions. I don't know if you're going to be able to see.
I was trying to be a, you know, as a bloke, you always try and do it without the instructions first.
Yeah,
and then
but we need
I
these.
started looking at it and I just thought, you know what, let's do it right first time.
Because of the screen brightness, I'm not sure. But that's how easily accessible it is. Callum's having a fight with the screw, I think.
A bit fiddly under it. There you go. First one is going to be like so. I'll tighten that up in a minute. Nice?
Yeah.
That's good. Well, that's it.
That's easy. That's easy enough.
Oh, I didn't put the washer underneath.
Oh, God's sake.
These are just a little 10mm socket set with a 10mm spanner. Let's get those on.
Show the things. Whatever they are.
And our brackets, which I think are Z brackets, are now on. Right, that's all 4 done. All 4 mounts are on. Let's have a look. Look-see. You guys can have a look.
Steady.
How it should look before it goes up on the roof. And now what we're going to do is go up there, mark out where we're actually going to place these, and then we can possibly cut some pilot holes, drill some pilot holes before we actually put these self-tapping screws. On further inspection, these are actually self-drilling and self-tapping, so you might not need a pilot hole, but I think we're probably still going to do one just to make sure. And it means that we're probably going to have to grind these off on the inside as well, which we would be doing, but don't fancy walking along and stabbing myself in the head with one of these. Had a rookie error there, haven't we, Lou? What did you do?
Got too ahead of myself, obviously.
What did you do?
I put the screw in and then looked at him and said, where's the bloody bracket?
You wouldn't get very far, I don't think. My old man had a great idea and suggested that we put a cable tie about a quarter of the way back on each panel. And I'll show you now why. So what we've done is we've put a cable tie through and fed the cables through these. What we're going to do, get the solar panels in place. We've got the male and female at the front here. We're going to connect one of them. Didn't matter which one, he says. Yeah. There we go. One's connected, so that's part of the series. Need to keep that out. Keep hold of these. And then the next thing, once we're happy that we've got enough cable chased through, we'll be able to pull them cable ties tight at some point when I can feel it. And once we've got these secured down on the roof at the end of the day, be able to pull it tight once we know we've got enough cable and we won't be all flapping around under there, any excess cable. So the next step, now we've got these out and we're happy with those in place, we're going to get the solar panels in the right place and get them fixed down. And we're going to leave these, we're going to leave the live unplugged, because as soon as these start harvesting solar, they'll be, like I say, live, so we don't want to have them touching or anything once the cables are inside the van. So we're going to leave them disconnected. Completely forgot to say, before we actually fix these down, we've got one more thing to do, and that is get the cable cover for the inlet.
Do you mean Cassie?
Yeah, at least you call it Cassie. Since it looks like a frog. We're going to get that. We're going to get that drill through, chase the wire up, and then we'll get it secured down, and then we'll fix the solar panels on.
And then
Hopefully we'll have solar.
And then
you can just start living in it if you want.
And then
we'll go to bed.
Yay!
Got a pilot hole ready for, what do you call it, Luce?
Cassie.
Cassie, the cover to go over. It's quite tight, as you can see, but this is going to have enough room for the cables to come round and meet. Obviously that will be underneath. Yeah, that's fine. Next thing is just to go and make that 16mm. So we're going to drop down to 16mm, and we can get a grommet on there so that the cables aren't passing straight through metal. And then we should be good to go.
Karen's just priming the little
tiny bit of rust prevention.
Yes.
Just going to strip about 20mm off of the solar cable so it can fit inside the
and it right back.
so it can fit inside the male, and then the same with the female. There you go, that's the first one. Should be able to get that off now. One day.
No rush.
Yeah, no rush. There we go. The first one, and we'll do the same with the other. That's 1 and 2. We've got both of them stripped, and they'll be ready to crimp now into both male and female connectors for the solar panels. I am unbelievably uncomfortable right now. Anyway, first one's done. First one's connected the earth. Live one, like I said, we're going to leave disconnected. But for now, so I'll leave it there. All the way. For now, strip the cable into, can't remember the name. Dad, what's the name of the little metal bit it goes into?
Terminal.
So, cut that out. Stripped into the terminal. It's not easy to go up there, but what I did with the last one,
It's even smaller that one.
yeah, this one seems quite small. What I did with the last one was twisted the wire right up, like so, and then as I fed it through, twisted the terminal at the same time, and it slid down to the end of it, like Dad just said, although I don't know if this is as big. I think that's the best it's going to get. Crimp that whilst it's there. And then I'm going to connect up to the live, like so.
Don't.
Huh?
Don't connect it.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm connecting the connector. And there we go. There we have it. That is that, ready to plug in when we can.
Yeah.
Connection time.
Is it on?
2, 1.
Connected?
Yeah.
Nothing yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. I think that was on a minus, so we probably got the wrong leads.
What's it say?
Right there. You've got 47 volts coming off.
What's that mean?
It's more than 46.
Right, so we're just going to stick a flex around the area of each of the holes, which Lucy's doing now. And then this will hopefully squish out once we drop the solar panel down onto it. And also, we'll then be able to drill on these holes, through these, sorry. You can do a line in between as well. You can do a bit more actually if you want.
Okay.
Right, we've got a loose, rough dab of Sikaflex around each of the holes that we've lined up. And now we're going to try and lower the first solar panel down onto it. Don't know what you can really see here. Probably not a lot is the answer to that. Alright.
Yeah.
Nice sides over. Pretty good.
That's it. Okay.
Does that look right to you?
Yeah.
We're just going to secure it down as well with the self-tapper. Should hold itself in place. Right, one side is secure. This side now, Sikaflexed, ready for it to go in place. And then we're going to overlap the solar panel so there's less holes, so we've got less chance of a leak. Also, whilst I've been up here, I've noticed around, as you can see, this is just looking quite gammy. So, because we ran out of the original Sikaflex we were using, so we had to use bathroom sealant just to get it watertight for the night. So where they've gone all grubby and that anyway from where them rust spots that we tidied up were, we're going to re-Sikaflex these when we get a chance on a hot summer's day. And it'll just hopefully look a lot better and a lot nicer. Also, another idea of my clever old man's is this. What we've done is we've centered the bolt holes in the middle, and we've got them overlapping so that we didn't have to actually sit the outside mounts in the water runoff. So that means hopefully less water will run over the bolts,
Yeah.
and we'll have less chance of a leak.
We're just putting some Sikaflex on Cassie the cover to go over here, and then that is us done for the day, which is fantastic.
This is the most awkward, painful position ever.
It's fine. Callum's legs are hurting because he's been up here all day. Well done, Bubs. You're really good at this.
For anyone who's planning on doing this, I recommend parking your van about 2 metres below the ground.
I don't understand.
Then you can just stand next to it and not have to stand on the roof all day.
Good
Just sit on the
idea.
roof.
Ignoring the bottle that's on the roof, this is just making sure that this doesn't move this evening whilst it dries. But our solar panels are fixed, and do you know what? I love them. Absolutely love them.
Do you?
Yeah, what should we call them?
Gavin and Stacey.
No, because they've got me an S, both S.
Oh, I don't know. Sherry and Simon.
Sherry and Simon.
That's not the names, I don't like that.
I kind of like that. Oh, actually, Sigale
No.
and Sawyer. Sawyer and Sigale.
No. Whatever.
Yep, I'm saying Sawyer and Sigale,
Okay,
yeah?
then, that's fine.
Fourth Wing fans, Iron Flame fans, Onyx Storm fans. This is Sawyer and Sigale.
Okay then. Hello guys, we're back. This is now day 2 of doing the electrics.
Yes, it is.
And today we're going to be doing the first fitting. So yesterday, obviously you will have seen in this video so far,
The solar panels
put the solar panels on, and today we've come out and look, can you notice any leaks? I came and checked this morning, everything was fine, there's no leaks. Got the cables dropping down, which I think I showed you yesterday, I'll show you again. So we got our solar cables, positive and negative, coming out, and today we're going to be running, hopefully, as much as, through conduit, as much of the 12 volt cables as possible. And what I'm going to start by doing,
I don't actually understand this.
you can see, we've got a max air fan already up here with our cables coming down, and then on my left hand side, your right I imagine, is the max dome, which has just got an LED light in it. So we're going to run a single 12 volt cable from the 12 volt dome out and down one piece of conduit, and through the same piece of conduit we'll have a separate 12 volt cable, twin core cable, coming out of the max air fan down to the back. So, and the reason we're doing them separately and not on the same one is just so that if either of them pack in, we can still use the other one and then sort the problem. It's just easier for troubleshooting.
We have a man hard at work here.
Yeah, so like I said, this is already annoying. I'm just trying to go from one gap to the next, just to run this down, because the reason I'm running the conduit down this way, we're going to have this running along, all the way along the wall, probably have a cut in it here and here, just so that we can run a cable down to this reading light. Same here, probably have another cut and a 12 volt cable coming down to Lucy's or my reading light, whatever.
Mine.
Another one dropping down.
To be fair, I have a Kindle,
Yeah, you will.
so I don't really need a reading light.
Anyway, another one dropping down here to this pillar, say, for the next USB. And then, like I say, we'll probably end the conduit here, and then just cable tie the rest of the 12 volt cable along the brake lights down to the pillar for the next USB. So for now, like I say, just trying to get this down here. This is probably going to be the hardest bit of running the conduit. And then hopefully, I'm thinking, them cables, we bought 20mm conduit. I think you can get 25 even, but I bought that size because I wanted to be able to get it up through these joints, just so that when we come to put the wood paneling on, we don't have to then try and panel around the conduit here. It'll be ran up through the top. That's the thinking behind it. This is Lucy's job of the day, which you can see she's already loving. What are you doing, darling?
I'm really aching.
This is 30 seconds in. Lucy's just, oh, careful. Pull the other side as well. Yeah, there you go.
Can't do it.
Just talk us through what you've done. Stop for a second and talk us through what you've done here.
I've cut
the
these
fans.
corners.
Yeah, so you've cut the corners back on the insulation. You can see
I've
it's
got to get
square.
all this through.
No, not all of it. Before we go any further as well, I wanted to highlight this to you. This was our full plan that we sent over to VUNKED, and the guys helped us out with all the electrical drawings. But the reason we did this, we got the idea of how we wanted our van to be laid out, and to determine, this was the bit we got stuck on for quite a while. We were like, how are we going to know what we want and where we want it? So then what we found was the best thing to do, get the van exactly as we wanted it laid out, And we just went down each side of the van and down the middle of the van, obviously for lights and stuff. And we just decided, right, we're going to want down the left side USBs, light sockets, blah, blah, blah. Same with the right side. And then we ended up with this drawing. This was actually the first thing we did. And then from there, we ended up with this, which was our solar drawing for the roof. So then we decided what we'd want electrically on the outside of the van, which is our solar. We worked out what roof space we also had so that we could go to the guys and say, look, we had a space of nearly 1500 by pretty much 1500, 1450. And that space is how much room we had for square footage of solar panels. Like I say, we ended up with 2 130 watt panels. And yeah, so like I say, that was our plan, and this is what we've ended up with. Conduit's out my end, which Lucy just assisted with, running all the way up this panel. Sorry, that was a bit stiff. I'm on the tripod.
My finger.
Oh dear. So first bit of conduit, I'm going to cable tie just up out the way, and this should stop it from pulling through one way or the other. And then, if I get that tighter, up to the corner, pull that through. Shouldn't need any more of that. That now, because we're...
Look, wait a minute.
See that? Whilst I'm here. That's as tight as it's getting. Trim that off. These are a bit blunt. Nice. Now that's done, this conduit is going to be tucked right out of the way because our wood paneling is going to be coming along here, and then it'll probably just, we're going to have to do something to drop off this corner because I can't do anything with that. My best shout is probably to cable tie this.
I kind of do want the curve.
Yeah, it will be. It don't matter for now, but what I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to explain is that that's going to be out the way because we've already got these roof joins anyway, which have to go along and follow that line. So that conduit's going to be tucked up nicely out the way now. Right, the conduit has, in place, sorry, unsteady hands. Right, so we've got our conduit running all the way along to here, as I said.
Whilst I've been making a coffee, obviously, Callum has been continuing getting the live wires, whatever they are, the cables through the conduit.
Yeah, so I've started with the solar, left the cable tie on the positive one, which I've reminded myself of here. But I've started just tidying it up, cable tying along here. This is going to be tucked up nicely like that once everything's ran. And then yeah, so the rest of this solar cable is going to come
down
through
into our garage here.
I think though, I've just, because of running this through conduit, if you've done it before, might be an easy way. I've seen people with string on the end of cables and all that, but I think the best way to do this, that should be easy because there's no turns or anything in it. But where we've got these bits where it's sort of, it doesn't kink, but the conduit sort of like has to bend up, I just realised it's going to be tough to get it to re-bend back up. So I think our best bet is to make another snippet here and just use the conduit for getting through the bits that could potentially damage the wire. And then these bits that are open, I'm just going to probably snip the conduit, just give myself that to come through, pull the wire through, same again, pull the wire through. Because realistically, this is already insulated anyway. And it's not, hopefully, touch wood, not going to get damaged in that small section there, same as here. That's going to be joined up like that, so you're not going to have much cable showing. And yeah, these aren't twin core anyway, these are single core, so I'm hoping that should be fine. I've just made a snippet in this so that was 10 times easier than me trying to fan it around for 20 minutes just getting that through that bit. So I've done the first bit. I also taped off the ends so that when I'm pushing this through, one, I don't damage the end of the cable, which is unlikely, but two, the tape's going to bend and flex when it's going through, so it should like come over each of the kinks, whereas if I left the cable bare, it's not really got much give in it, has it? So just my thinking, might not actually be very technically good, but
it works. So
for whatever reason, because we were thinking of everything else,
lesson we've just learned. So obviously we have the positive cable with the cable tie here, so thank God we did that because we didn't actually mark which cable coming down was positive and negative, haha. So we obviously just chased it round the van, and we were just pulling it and seeing which one it was pulling, and now we have labelled.
So before we push them through next time, every single wire we do, we're going to label positive and negative. We won't need to, but we won't need to anyway. Just realised it's because it's all one cable, isn't it? 12 volt is twin core anyway.
Yeah,
but lesson learned. Anyway, if you're pushing through,
if you're doing this,
because you're thinking of 100 other things, this is the thing. Like common sense stuff sometimes just goes over your head like that. We should have just done. Looking back, we should have just done it in the first place, shouldn't we? But
Rookie error.
Rookie error, you know. Not like that. So, Lucy, fuck off. Next thing, chase our USB and also...
Appliances.
No, sorry.
A 12 volt.
USB port light. So what I'm going to do is chase this 12 volt twin core down the van from pillar to post, and we're going to do that one next, and then we'll do these two, which will both have one twin core separately going down. What we'll do first, what we just said, is mark up what it is. Okay, so I'm going to write some tape around there. I'm going to write what it is on the end.
Why don't you put 2 for twin?
No, we know it's a twin core because these ones are going to be as well, but I need to know this is for USBs, that one's for fan because that's going to be a separate core, cable, and then that one's for dome. So we need to do that, okay? Traced through the 12 volt cable for the USBs and the reading lights. So these ones here, I'll show you now. Ooh. This one here is for, say, one of the reading lights on one side of the bed. This one will be for one of them on the other side of the bed, and these will probably come down one here, one there, or whatever. Because the bed's going to be extendable anyway. So the plan is to have one either side of the bed. This is going to be able to bridge off. And then, if I move you along again, hopefully you can see better. This is going to be, we don't need a drop down here. I just cut that so that we knew there at what point
Why don't
the
we need
conduit
to
would
drop
go
down
through.
there?
Because there's just not going to be anything there on the wall. So that one doesn't need to drop down. But over here, I don't think you can see that. Let me show you. If you can cut that out. Over here, we're going to have another drop down. So I'll cable tie that here, because that's where our USB is going to be for the kitchen. So I'll do another cable tie on that, just to hold that in place so we don't actually accidentally pull it through. I'll do that. And then we'll have one more down at the front pillar, and then we can cut this wire, and that's enough for that.
I just labelled these, so the reading light, but we were just discussing about like whether we can have 2 appliances on this.
Which we can.
But I was thinking you can definitely get reading lights, like, which have a USB built in.
So that's what we're going to do.
Wait, I'm pretty sure you can have that, because
Yeah,
we
you
obviously want a USB either side of our bed for our phone chargers. And then obviously we're going to have a projector up here as well.
That's the plan. But the projector we can think about later, because I don't know whether the one we're going to get is 12 or 230. Point today is we're going to get as much of the 12 volt stuff done.
Hello Queen. So obviously we have labelled our wires. So we said we wanted a spare going down the side, because whenever we've watched other people, they wish they'd run a spare down the van. So we're going to do that on both sides, so we've got that option if we need it. So I've labelled that obviously a spare. This is a spare 12 volt and a USB 12 volt as well, which go all the way down the van into the garage area, and I've labelled them down the bottom too. We're calling it a day because we've run out of 12 volt wiring, and we've basically finished all this section here, so we're very happy. There was just one thing we couldn't do, which was the dome fan, but it's fine because that's it. That's all. We've done so much and we've learnt a lot today, and I actually I was saying to you, I don't feel quite as overwhelmed now. Like, I feel like I understand it a bit better, which is good for you, because then I'm not moaning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I would say it's been a great day.
It has been a great day.
Been
and
so
it's been
good.
sunny, and we're going to go and have a pint now.
We had some friends come down. We're going to go and have a pint. Dad's just gone and got Daisy out. Which, if I'm being completely honest, what a beauty. You know, summer when he's got Daisy out.
And welcome back to the vlog of building coffee. We're continuing with the electrics today. We're hoping to just literally, we've got like one more wire to go through this side. We're going to put some 12 volt wiring through this side, and then hopefully start as well on the, is it 240? Bubs? Bubs? He's not listening to me. Hello Barry.
Hello.
What are you up to
I
today?
ain't got a clue. Taking bits off. I want to remove the inlet manifold, which is somewhere down there. Because we've got a problem with the actuator on the end, and I think it might be coked up as well. We'll have a look.
That wasn't even English, I don't think. So what we're going to do today is the same that we did on this side, as I said in the previous video.
But I just said to Lucy, I don't think we'll bore you today, because we've already showed you what we did the first time, and we realistically we're going to be just doing the same thing, just wiring the opposite side.
So we'll put some clips in for you, just of us doing that.
There is one difference between this week and last week though. I'm a year older.
Yeah, it was his birthday yesterday.
And it was a really good day.
And
so thank you very much. I was spoiled, wasn't I?
You got some new Columbia clothes, didn't you, Bubs?
Yeah, I was thoroughly spoiled.
Because van life now. Columbia only.
This is the best way to spend your day after your 25th birthday, innit?
Yeah.
Back on the van. So last weekend we literally ran out of 12-volt cable after running like we thought we'd had enough, like just on the end of the reel, and we literally we threaded it through here, got like halfway down here, and I was like, there's no more cable, and Lucy was like, you joking, that's what's taking us like
and I was like
ages, and I was like, right, okay, pulled it out, we'll do it next week and leave that, we'll save it for the other side. So we had one cable left to do on this side today, and that, how long do you think that's just taking up?
about an hour.
Maybe 45 minutes. That was a joke. Actually a joke, because there's already 2 cables.
We had to calm down, didn't we?
A lot of time. Honestly, I just get angry thinking
But
about
it's fine. We've done that.
We've done it.
We've done the side. The side,
Finally,
the side
that
is
side
now
is
done.
actually done. We just need,
Yippee!
just need to mark that cable up so we know what it is.
Yeah. You might do it. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? So if I bring you over here, all these lovely wires are our control panel. So we have the wire going to the control panel. Then we have LED kickboard for both right and left here. There's 2 wires. We have, what is that?
Did you write on it?
Nope. Anyway, we'll figure that out in a minute. And then we've got, oh no, that's main light. That's main lighting, isn't it?
Oh, because we've just done it.
Yeah, that's main lighting. And then we've got LED upper left and LED upper right. So that's all going to be on switches, which the control panel is going to be here. Pineapple pen.
It was in my pocket.
That whole time. Sorry, we've majorly not been filming today because we've just been doing all this, which we showed you last week, but we have done a massive checklist of the stuff we've done and we still have to do. So the things we still have to do is fridge freezer, which we know is going to go on that side, so that's fine. Also thinking about the shower and the diesel heater. We need to find a water heater, and we haven't really looked into that properly yet, have we? Because we just didn't think about it.
We haven't thought about it yet because we've been so focused on this, but
yeah,
what we have looked at is what type.
Yeah.
The thing is, we know we're going to have an underslung water tank. The thing is, we don't know whether we need a separate tank for stored hot water, or whether we want to run it straight through a tankless water heater into the shower and that, which is probably what we're going to do because it saves space.
But basically, did we show this? We've shown this, haven't we? We did, didn't we?
You did, yeah.
So that's that done. We're going to make a start on the 230 at the bottom. And on the 230, we're obviously going to have like our plug sockets, etc. Also going to have the hookup.
But that's going to be, like I say, we don't have to run. We don't have to actually run cable anywhere because we're going to have the hookup by the garage anyway because it's just the shortest route. And
then also we'll have like an oven.
So for now, if you look at a checklist, we've done. This is everything we have done. We've run cables to all the things that I've checked off. We just need to run a cable down the left side of the van for the fridge freezer. The oven ignition might be 12 volt, but we're not sure what oven we're getting yet, so we can leave that. Same with the shower and diesel heater, because we need to decide on the location of the water tank and the heater.
Hang on, is the oven going on that side?
It doesn't matter right now.
Okay.
In the plan, it's on the left side.
Okay.
But since that, we decided we're not going to have an induction hob anyway. Gonna have gas, ain't we? So anyway, that's the 12 volt pretty much done, what we can do. The 230, we're just going to run wires now. We're going to do the right side today for the rest of the twin plug sockets that we're going to have on the right side. And then the left side and the 12 volt cable for the fridge freezer we'll do on the next time we come out, because that won't take too long. And then the other thing is the hookup, but we can leave that until the garage is ready and in place. So it's been a productive day so far. It's been a lot of learning, especially for me. I've just been reading.
And a lot more like getting the ideas out of our head. Like we've all had ideas, and I think we've been able to visualise a lot today, which is good.
So we're a few weeks down the line, and we've just realised that we didn't actually sign off the wiring video. So now today, Lucy's going to go and make the video. But for now, we just wanted to show you, before we carry on and put the walls up, exactly how our finished pre-wiring looks like. So this is all of our first fix electrics. Our 12 volt cables, we've got pretty much all organised and every single one's labelled as we've shown you. And yeah, so if I quickly run you through, from the front, this is where our
control panel.
Yeah, control panel is going to be, which is going to be on the side wall of the shower. Probably going to be more like here.
Yeah.
We've actually, where we put the batten up, you can see exactly where the shower is.
This is a sneak peek of what you're going to see in the next video, by the way.
That's going to be the next video. So you're getting lucky. Obviously we've got our fan wiring, which also runs down both sides to the back. We've ran spare cables, so like this one, just so we can, if we ever need to use it, we can do. No label on that one, Luce?
There was, but it's gone.
That'll be a guessing game. It'll be labelled at the other end. We'll pull it in a minute.
What is that?
I don't know, find out. And then we've got our 230 stuff as well. So the bottom ones here, where we're looking, that's all of the panel, all of the cables that go to the control panel. And then yeah, we've got our 230, which is going to come from roughly where the sink is going to be to here, and then it's going to loop over the bed down into the power source.
Here we have, so you can see sneak peek of the ply, but this is where, like, obviously all of our, what's it called? What is that thing called? The big machine?
The power supply.
The power supply.
Well, the battery and
the battery.
Inverter.
So this is all going to go into there. So these are all our wirings completed, and basically behind this, which you can't see because that's just too much of a sneak peek, looks like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to sign off that wiring video, and I'm not going to come on camera because I look like a crazy lady right now.
But hopefully, guys, if you weren't sure of what you're doing, we weren't either before, and now we're at this point, and we're both pretty happy, aren't we?
And we're just about to put this side of the wall up.
And one final time, just want to thank VUNKED because they've been so helpful with the electrical plans, and we're getting the system sorted. We're loving it.